Hi, my name is Febryanty Putry, EGP Schneider Electric 2019 in GSQ Department, Jakarta, Indonesia. I'm going to tell you about connecting with people. In my opinion, connecting with people means a sense of being open and available to someone, to the person that you meet, to the person that you want to talk with. And that person have to have the same feeling as you. It could start from the communication. In the communication, there are two sides, a listener and a speaker. And some people might find connecting with people rather difficult. And I could give you some ways to overcome the difficulties about connecting with people. And all of the all of the ways based on my experience. So keep following my vlog, okay? So here we go. First, make an eye contact and pay attention. Second, be a good listener and be a good speaker. And you have to make a good voice, not good, like a clear voice. And then you have to know your topics. That's the second point, okay? The third point, willingness to be connected. And maybe you still don't quite understand what I said, but I will give you a briefly example based on my experience. Here's the example. When I was in Korea a few years ago, I was joining the competition called MBC Plus Wrestling Competition for Foreign Students. So all the participants was were students who studied in Korea, all foreigners. At that time, the MBC Plus team told everyone can speak Korean. So 1 week before the competition start, we had a briefly meeting with the producer, with all the staff member about the competition. So, but when we came, they suddenly they know some one person cannot speak Korean. One person couldn't understand Korean at all. So the producer was a translator for me. So after the Korean speaker talking in the front of the participant, the producer talk in English for all of us. But actually, it could be only for me because I'm the only can speak English. I mean, I can only speak English, but the other members can speak English and their own language and Korean. So I really, because of that, I make uh, eye contact with him. I see him like this, and I really listen what he said, and I make a gesture which means I understand what he said. Ah, I see, and I smile as well. And I think I make a note and maybe ask something with him as well. So after the competition done, and not the competition done, after the meeting done, I approached the producer to say thank you to him because he willing to be a translator out of sudden, and I'm quite surprised actually. So when I approach him and say thank you, and he like, oh, I know you, I remember you because you are the only person who really see me and you who really pay attention and listen my explanation really well. I know you. I could see you from the front, and I'm quite shocked actually. And he said like this. Uh, I'm really thank you because despite my broken English, you keep listening what I explain to you guys. And like, oh, I feel like so like my heart like kind of dropped. Like, oh my God, the producer also see me as a good listener, as a good audience, and it's mean both of us already connected. Why? Because he has a time, he has a he's open and available to speak to anyone, to speak to me, to speak to the audience, to speak to all uh, the participants. And me as participants, as the audience, also want to connect it with him because he's the person, he's the producer, and he's the person who talk in English. So I should make a good attitude. I have to be a good person. And so I had an eye contact with him and listen him very well. That's that's mean connected, you know, right? So it's like being open. What is being open? Because yeah, being open is like you willing to be open. You want to give maybe some response. You want to have some advice, something like that, and you are available. What is available? Available means both sides have available to meet you or to talk with you, in my opinion. Okay, like on the meeting, we already the schedule already set by the team, but all of the member have available time and all the speaker have available time. It's been we want to be connected, so both of us has available time to have a meeting. And during the meeting, I didn't play with my phone at all. It's kind of respect to the to someone that you meet, to someone that you talk with. Why? Because if you play with your phone, it doesn't mean you listen. It doesn't mean you pay attention. It just your appearance doesn't mean at all actually, because you doesn't listen him is one of the important attitude as well. Don't play with your phone during the communication, during your meeting with person. If you have like lunch meeting or dinner meeting with your friends or with your colleague, please don't play with your phone. If you want to play with your phone, or if you have some urgent calls, urgent message, you have to reply, you could ask a permission to the someone that you talk with. I'm sorry, I have to reply my friends first. Okay, and you can say that to your friends, and your friends will really open. Okay, then go for it. Yeah, but please don't keeping but keeping play with your phone. Don't do that. Okay, it's kind of um, a respectable way. Not respect. You have to respect the people that you meet. Okay. So that's the example based on my experience when I was in Korea, and I hope you could understand about the connecting with people. And I really want some advice. I think if you really want me to speak again in this vlog or on Schneider Electric, please put some comments below, and I'm really open to get some comments. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Sorry.